Okay, Shalom. First and foremost, before I begin with this lesson, I want to start by giving all praises, honor, and glory to our power, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Makakudash, double honors to the apostles, the elders at Great Millstone, who do rule well and teach well, and are the true leaders of Israel today. Shalom to the hopeful elect, and you I can push in his word throughout the four corners of the earth with all truth and sincerity, making your calling and election sure. And you feel aqua that do believe in the names of Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Shalom, Shalom. Okay, and this is a post that I stumbled on Instagram, and I wanted, to do a lesson on it, by the real Hebrew Israelite, because, this is scriptural, right? Jacob's trouble, World War III, and the mark of the beast, MOTB. And then you have at the bottom some dude painting a fake reality, and that's who? Most Israelites convincing themselves that America will be around forever and they'll live a successful life, right? And you Israelites will be you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Hispanics, and you scattered abroad in whatever nation you may be in that believe in the names of Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, and your bloodline, on your father's side goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. This is a whatever you may look like, however you may look like, this will be pertaining to you, right? Because, bro has a little caption here: Jacob's trouble, World War III, and the mark of the beast, MOTB, right at the door. And you got Jake living in La La Land, and it's about to get the majority of Israelites, man. Wake up and smell the roses. And he has 1 Thessalonians 5 on the way down. And I'll just get straight to the point. Verse 3, for when they shall say peace and safety, right? Jake painting that false reality. Then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. All right. So let me put my door real quick. All right. And let me get this. In the book of Amos. This book of Amos, chapter 6 and verse 3. Yet, yea, that put far away the evil day and caused the seat of violence to come near. I actually want to get this in the NLT. Or the GNT, that'd be fine. Let's get it, search it up. Who you refuse, this is Amos chapter 6 and verse 3. You refuse to admit that a day of disaster is coming, but what you do only brings that day closer. Verse 4, how terrible it will be for you that stretch out on your luxurious couches, feasting on veal and lamb, because, the more, rich you are on this side, it's going to be, the more rich you are, the harder you're going to fall in that day. And it's going to be harder for you to endure the time of Jacob's trouble when we're all going to be put into that seat, right? Because Jacob's trouble just entails the MOTB. And you're not going to be able to buy or sell unless you have that MOTB. So you Jakes that are, have your constellation on this side, living it good, that's only for a certain period of time. That's getting ready to come to a halt. And the brother has, some videos going into, Jacob's trouble, Esau, Edom getting ready to, that second Esdras, the 16th chapter, ready to close off these streets, that Revelations, he should come up, he should come down having great wrath, because he had but a short time, which is why he's speeding up these things, right? He's speeding up the pushing of that digital currency. If I'm not mistaken, it should be coming in July under the name of Biden Bucks, but nonetheless, it's going to come however they may call it, okay? And they're already pushing towards that. During the World Economic Forum, they were mentioning that because the economic collapse is biblical prophecy, whether you Jakes like to believe it or not. How do you think they're going to come in with that digital currency? They got to get rid of the old currency. All right, so
in yesterday's video I made about the military mobilizing and all the military action going on in the country, So I asked everybody to put in comments if you've seen something going on in your town, so we can kind of see if maybe it's just a certain area, maybe it's a training exercise, maybe it's not a big deal, you know. So these are the places that people commented that said they had something going on in their area. I have a hard time believing that this is just a training exercise in all these areas. It's quite a large list. Seems like a large list to me. I don't know. Maybe you won't think it's so large. Maybe somebody with military experience on here will be able to comment and say, hey, nope, that's normal. I find it unusual. Here's the list. San Diego, Michigan, Bakersfield, California, South Jersey, St. Louis, North Dakota, Philly, New York City, Yosemite, California, Idaho Falls, Vermont, Illinois, Indiana. So in yesterday's video, there's a lot going on in Canada supposedly also from people commenting. LA, San Fran, Ohio, Utah, Jacksonville, Florida, New Mexico, Boston, Massachusetts, Oklahoma, Tennessee, Chicago, Illinois, Colorado, Kansas City, Missouri, New Orleans, Virginia, Miami, Florida. Several people from from Florida commenting. All these people.
Direction is being.
There's a lot going on in Canada supposedly also from people commenting. LA, San Fran, Ohio, Utah, Jacksonville, Florida, New Mexico, Boston, Massachusetts, Oklahoma, Tennessee, Chicago, Illinois, Colorado, Kansas City, Missouri, New Orleans, Virginia, Miami, Florida. Several people from from Florida commenting. All these people mentioning they have 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 28 places I named that have military presence, military activity. That seems like a lot for a training exercise, people. I had a lot of comments saying it's just a training exercise. Stop fear-mongering. That's a lot of places where they're having training exercise.
Because Esau's getting ready to come down with it. Right? Because the fall of the dollar is going to cause riots, uproars. Right? And the uproar is already happening across the globe as I'm making this lesson right now. Right? And by the time I upload it, there's going to be more. Because when you read 2 Esdras, the 9th chapter, that is a sign of the times. That is a sign of the coming of our Lord. And when Yahushua comes, right, you people call Jesus, before he even makes his grand entrance, there's going to be all hell breaking here. There's going to be all hell breaking loose out here. And mainly in Babylon the Great. But you got Jake out here searching for love. Searching for that one. Searching for that next big career push. Searching for that next... the next progress in life. Right? The scriptures talk about those that, seek to save their life, but shall surely lose it. And those that lose their life shall gain it, because we're getting ready to lose everything we have. The jobs, the cribs, right? Because you got brothers in this thing that have, money. Okay, have Lord bless them with a certain amount of, of comfort and wealth. But nonetheless, we're all getting ready to be brought down to the same position. And really, for you brothers that don't have much, it's going to be a lot easier for you than those brothers that the Lord is blessed with to have a lot more. So that's why the Lord, always talks about not envying those. And, all this military activity is getting ready to put you Jakes into the 10 FEMA zones, man. You have the 10 FEMA zones.
18, 19, 20, 21.
And, the rest you don't want to take in those FEMA camps. You have Revelations 2 and 10. You're going to be sent to prison, Satan, Esau, Edom. When you read the book of 2 Thessalonians, the 2nd chapter, who is the embodiment of Satan? The Edomites. And the Edomites will be a nation of people here on earth today. Okay? And they're going to throw you into prison. And who owns these prisons? The Edomites. Okay? So, we're getting ready to, and with the coming of this digital currency is going to cause those that have cash, can't withdraw, right? We heard what they had, set up for you people out here in Babylon the Great, during the World Economic Forum, right? You should own nothing and be happy. You're getting ready to eat fake ass food. You're getting ready to eat fucking insects, burger patties made out of insects. You're getting ready to only be able to walk and shop and for a certain amount of distance. Right? We're getting ready to enter into what? A dystopia. Okay, and it's gonna be ran by the Edomites under the rule of that charagma, that sihip, that mark, which is why it's so important to teach, because you don't want to go into the times that we're coming into, which is known as Jacob's trouble, right? You read that in what? Jeremiah 30:7. Having a wayward thought on what the charagma is and not knowing if you should take that little device because one camp said one thing and you were out there listening to another camp and they said another. Now you're that tree that's not rooted. And and get withered wherever, the wind takes you. You don't want to be like that. You want to be going into Jacob's trouble knowing you're not supposed to take that device. Knowing that if you did what you needed to do, right? Go onto the highways and the byways, strive lawfully, do your videos, study, give, pray, fast, all that good stuff, right? Constantly trying to renew yourself. You should have that faith and belief in the scriptures and application in that time to be able to walk and understand that the Lord is going to protect you. The Lord is going to feed you. We're not getting ready to come into a time where we have to still lean on Esau, Edom. We're getting ready to come into a time where the Lord is going to provide for those, his elect. But what? It's going to start with a test, man. You may not eat for 4 days, but that last day where you might give out, where you're getting ready to, give up the ghost, the Lord may come through, and the Lord is going to come through. Okay, or you get caught up with the cops and they send you to the FEMA camps. These military troops, right? Martial law. They catch you, throw you in. Hey, that's a trial in itself. You read that in the Book of Revelations, which I can just get. Just get that. Right, that in itself is a trial. Right, so that ye may be tried. This is the Book of Revelations 10, verse 2, verse 10. Chalakia. This is Revelation chapter 2, verse 10. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil, which we already kind of broke that down. I'm talking about you Edomites, these elites, shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be what? Tried. And ye shall have tribulation, a complete amount of days, because 10 just means completion. You can be there for 15, you can be there for 3, you can be there for 24. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. He that has an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches. He that overcometh shall not be hurt of the second death, which is going to be those nuclear missiles, okay? Which you don't want to taste of that. A guillotine is going to be, you're going to be out in 0.001 second. The Lord might even just have it to where your spirit goes up into the heavens before that. But if you take that thing, guess what? You're going to be bathing in, magma, man. Thermonuclear fire. Okay. So this is the time we're getting ready to come into, right? We're getting ready to go into, Jacob's trouble, which entails, right, 2nd Ezra 16. It's like, if I'm not mistaken, it's 15. Yup, this is 2nd Ezra 15 and 14, because this is, even this verse 14, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, right? Which means destruction. Why? Because Esau Edom's quote even says that. It says that they bring what? Order out of chaos. And what is chaos? Let's get that word. Just in the regular English dictionary. Chaos, turmoil, confusion, clutter, disorder. Right. A blackout caused chaos through the city, which that's getting ready to come through. Talking about all them blackouts, right? The power outage, and I even made a lesson on Esau Edom getting ready to use, these Russians getting ready to use and China getting ready to use their the nuclear tactics, right, which entails the nuclear missiles and the nuclear, you know, weapons that they have to disrupt the so like it disrupt the power grid, okay, and that in itself is gonna cause chaos, okay. Not gonna be able to buy or sell, you know, the food is out, man, power is out, everything at a certain store has gone bad. Your lights, you can't turn them on. Everything in your fridge is going bad slowly. Okay. Your water don't turn on. You know, it's gonna cause chaos. But you're gonna have those little cities that are gonna have power, and the only way you're gonna be able to enter into those cities is gonna be if you take that Karagma, and they're gonna be guarded by what? By those military troops. Is this picture making itself clear? All right, the things happening in the world making itself more clear and clear. 15, for the sword and the destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords, pistols, guns in their hands. For there shall be sedition, chaos, all right, uproars among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their action shall stand in their power. What is going to cause people to, act like this? Move like that. Move in a state of chaos, in a state of sedition. Not being able to eat, not being able to get water, not being able to support their family. And what is Esau going to come with? If you just come into the city and take this little thing in your hand, this little device in your hand, hey, then we will allow you to get, water and food for a certain amount of days. Okay? But then you're going to end up getting cancer in your hand. You're going to be, caught in derision, right? You're going to be, snaked by that serpent. You're going to be bitten by that serpent because you're going to understand that Karagma was a ploy. They're going to be able to kill you with the press of a button. They're going to be able to control your thoughts, turn off your body. It's going to be, and then talks about, let me just get it. Yep. Verse Revelation 16:2, when the first went and poured out his vial on the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sword upon the men which had the Karagma of the beast, and upon them which worshipped his image. Because the Karagma, that mark, is you telling the Most High that you worship the ways of Esau, Edom. You worship his ways. And what's gonna happen? You're gonna have a grievous sword in your hand. It's gonna turn all purple and ugly. It's gonna start blistering, and you're gonna be like, "What the fuck is this?" Yeah. Okay. You're gonna be crying and yelling and shit. And then not too long after that, the nukes are gonna be shot out. Double whammy, man. For the sword and the destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hand. Check this, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. They're not going to regard these lawmakers, these, presidents, these, those in those high up in the government, laws and all that. They're not going to, this is going to be purged. Verse 17, peep this, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Verse 18, for because of pride the city shall be destroyed, and houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Remember, Akim, for you brothers that are doing right by Yahweh Shai to the best of your ability, this is why we do what we do. Because there's a balance to the scriptures. You read this and you're like, what the fuck? How am I going to just how Ezra was? Woe is me, who shall deliver me in those days? Right? Hey, but at the end time, we're going to have a better word, a better, vision on prophecy. So we understand that this doesn't apply to you, man. You go through it right now, man. You're going through it right now. it's going to be all worth it at the end. All right, verse 18, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, and houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. Ooh. Right, and let me jump down to verse 21. Check this. Like as they do yet this day unto my chosen, so will I do also, and recompense in their bosom, thus saith the Lord power. My right hand shall not spare the sinners, right? The God hates the sin, not the sinner. No, he hates both. He hates the sin and the sinner. And my sword shall not cease over them that shed innocent blood upon the earth. Okay. And then it goes on to talk about the nuclear missiles. Because not too long after this, this chaos, Esau Edom is going to come with that charagma, right? Just take this little device and we'll provide for you. We'll look after you. Come down to Egypt and, ask for Pharaoh's help again. And you're not going to look towards the Lord because there's lack of faith, which that in itself, verse 4, for all the unfaithful, back in 2nd Ezra, right, the 15th chapter, for all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. You're already starting to, if you don't have faith in the Most High right now, you're already going to, not have faith in, during the time of Jacob's trouble. And this was going to cause you to take that charagma. This was going to cause you to not see no miracles. This was going to cause you to, fall to the flesh and, get scared and know that, the Lord's not dealing with you. Because you don't have that faith, you don't got that belief, and you don't have the works to prove it, right? Verse 24, woe to them that sin and keep not my commandments, saith the Lord. Bang. Because, of course, we're not bound under the law, because if we were, we would all die. But nonetheless, the Lord requires us to not sin. What is sin? Transgression of the law. And the scriptures say, because grace may abound, shall we continue in sin? The Lord forbid. Okay, God forbid. Right? We're still are required to repent. This is only the reason, grace is, abound is because we're not able to keep all the laws to a T. Right? Brothers may have work on the Shabbat. And then, all the other things, man. You got, the dietary law. Esau Edom plaguing our food and all the types of shit that we're really supposed to not even be walking the earth for. There's a lot of shit, that we do unknowingly because Esau, and these, elites plotted against us. Right? They put pork in our foods and shit that we think is healthy, that are, we do a lot of shit that, we're really supposed to be put to death for. But we're under grace, and the Lord knoweth our hearts, and we're striving to, to the best of our ability to not sin, right? But nonetheless, let me get Romans 8 and 13. This is 13 and 11, Salakia, Romans 8 and 13. Yeah, this is Romans 13 and 11, Salakia. And that knowing the time, that now it is high time to wake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than when we believe. They said July, right, about that, with them Biden bucks and the digital currency being pushed out, ushered out. But it may be, a couple months from now. All right, don't listen to the dates, but nonetheless, it's biblical prophecy that this is going to happen because the MOTB, that charagma, has to be set up where you're not going to be able to buy or sell unless you have it. Okay, but they are ushering in what? A new ID. That a new digital ID that has, your bank information and, your record, which shows you Esau Edom, is in league with what the elders and the apostles have been telling you about him and his plans, right through the scriptures. The elders and the apostles, they've been saying that Esau Edom is getting ready, to come in with that charagma, with the little device that's going to have all your information on it. You're not going to be able to buy or sell with it, without it. You're not going to be able to work without it. Ezekiel 33 verse 33, then shall I know the prophet has been among them. Amos 8 and 11, You know, you guys are going to wander to CNC looking for the word of the Most High and the prophets, because they're the ones that's teaching the word of the Most High, because you guys are going to know in that day who the true men of the Lord were. And this is including you other Israelites, man. And look, I like this little picture right here. All you can do is warn them. Wake up. If they don't listen, move on so you can warn others. Why the scriptures talk about dusting your feet, man. Right? And then and the Lord doing the heavy lifting through the internet. If can't get it, we're moving on. All right. You know, if you can't get it, you can't receive it, you still want to be in La La Land, you want to believe nothing's going on, good, do what you want to do. We don't give a fuck. At the end of the day, let's get back to Amos 6:3 in the GNT. You refuse to admit that a day of disaster is coming, but what you do only brings that day closer. Because for the most part, the only reason you don't want to believe that America, Babylon the Great, is circling down the drain is because you're a wicked-ass motherfucker and you enjoy living in Babylon. I'm going to close out with one more precept. This is the book of Isaiah 33. So like Isaiah 31. Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help. These military vehicles, when they get set up, they're going to be acting like they're there for your help. We want some water. We want to eat. We need some medicine. We need this and the third. We don't believe that the Lord is going to provide for us. We don't believe that the Lord is dealing with us. I don't believe in miracles. Just please let me enter into the city and I'll take that little device in my hand. Yeah. Woe to you that go down to Egypt for help. What is the modern day Egypt? America. What do you see on the dollar sign? The little pyramid, because they know that this is modern day Egypt. Where was the Most High going to send his Israelites in the latter day, after they got cursed? Into Egypt again, by the way, of what? Boats. Talking about 1764, right, when they got the Northern Kingdom, the natives and the Latin tribes, they threw you on boats and were shipping you out to Europe. And then during the transatlantic slave trade, what happened then? They got the Southern Kingdom and brought them to Babylon the Great. Okay? Because it was prophecy that the Northern Kingdom was going to be in a land where no man dwelt to follow the laws and the customs of the Most High, but they ended up going off, and the Most High sent a nation where we did not know their tongue, speaking Spanish, right? As swift as an eagle flieth, right? The Edomites, right? Romans. What do you have as the dollars, or the American, the American, mascot, as Jake would say, is the eagle. And what they're gonna send us into a land, they're gonna, as slaves and bondmen. The Northern Kingdom got sent out to different parts of Europe, and across the globe, and then they picked up the Southern Kingdom from the west coast of Africa, right, and shipped you into Babylon the Great, America. After fleeing from Roman persecution. So that's what happened. That's Egypt, right? Woe unto you that go down to Egypt for help. Oh, please, we don't believe in Yahweh Shai. We don't believe in Jesus, right? And really his name is Yahweh Shai. So all that Jesus talk, you guys aren't definitely not going to be covered with that. You read the book of Acts and it says what? There is no name under heaven where we must call that we must be saved by. So all you people calling on Jesus, Yehoshua, whatever, Yeshua, oh, we can call him whatever we like. He understands us. Nope, that's you leaning on your own understanding because the scriptures say otherwise, right? Oh, we want water, we want clothing, we need, yeah. You guys are gonna be in front of these fucking tanks and trying to enter into them 15-minute cities, just fiending for that charagma. Woe to them, destruction to you that go down to Egypt for help and stay on horses and trust in chariots because there are many. You can have all the military and their equipment stand up outside, all their helicopters, all that shit is gonna. and horsemen, because they are very strong, but they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek the Lord. I'm going to down to verse 3. Now the Egyptians, which this is talking about the Edomites, are men and not the Most High. Because the Lord told us that, hey, his servants, you're going to eat, but the rest are going to be hungry, which is why you guys are going to go take that karagma. Hey, his men shall drink, but the rest are going to be thirsty, which is why you guys are going to go take that karagma. Hey, his men shall what? Rejoice for a joy of heart. No, but the rest are what going to be in a sorrow of heart and a spirit of vexation. And that's going to be even after you take the karagma. Right? You may have a little comfort for like a couple days, and then the nukes are going to be shot out. But nonetheless, the servants, this doesn't apply for us, man. Lord's will, which is why the scriptures say, put on therefore as the elect of the Most High. And be diligent, so you may be, and doing all to withstand in that evil day, right? Because you want to be, found in Jacob's trouble, with them clean hands, right? No blood on your hands, right? And their horses, flesh and not spirit, because the chariots are also going to be protecting his elect, right? The name of the Lord is a strong tower, and the righteous run into it. Yahweh Shai, Yahweh will be in the name of the Heavenly Father, who the world calls God, right? And Yahweh Shai being the name of his only begotten Son, the mediator, who the world calls Jesus. Yahweh in the name by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. Shall stretch out his hand, both he that helpeth shall fall down, and he that is hoping shall fall down, and they shall all fail together. Because you're going to have these Edomites trying to help these, you two-third Jakes, and you guys are going to be all happy for a little bit. Oh, just take the karama. I'm eating during the time of famine. I'm drinking during the time of famine. My daughter just got her scenes, them little jabs, so she's healthy. They're helping us. Yeah, you're gonna fall down right with them. Okay. So it will behoove you to, repent, right? Follow the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of your ability, of course. With not being over righteous, with the understanding of what grace entails. Okay. Not wearing your fringes everywhere you go doesn't mean. Okay. Right, that wisdom. And striving lawfully, and turning back, okay, and understand what you're involved in, okay, because this truth is either going to bring the best out of you or the worst, and you want to make sure that it brings the best out of you with the understanding that, hey, if I do what's needed of me to do in this ministry, right, we're putting your best foot forward. It comes with the protection of the Lord. It comes with faith. It comes with comfort. It comes with a lot of, good things. But first you need discipline, because wisdom will not dwell in a malicious soul. So, with that, hey, man, it's a high time to wake out of sleep. Esau, Edom's getting ready to come down with great wrath. We understand that miracles, the Lord's getting ready to perform a lot of miracles, and, spiritual power is going to come. This is what comes with this ministry, man. You understand the comfort that the Lord's giving you. Hey, the Lord tells us that he's going to feed us, and we have certain accounts in the scriptures when the prophets, and his men got fed during times of famine, okay, during times of, elite persecution, right, president persecution. The Lord delivered them through what? Through their faith, right? Their faith has made them whole, and then with their belief, and then with their works, okay? You got to have all those, right? Don't be just hearers of the word, but doers of the word, deceiving your own selves, man. And being a doer doesn't necessarily mean you're a prophet, but you should want to strive to be a prophet, man, on that high note. But nonetheless, it's all of the Lord's will. And, then the Lord's going to, build you up, in faith and in wisdom, and, yeah, all that good stuff. You should be able to, be good, which is why the Lord has, stretched out his hand day in and day out to rebellious people, man. This is why the Lord has it to where you have brothers uploading videos every 10 minutes, every 5 minutes. You got brothers going out to the highways and byways 2 times, right? 2 times out of the week sometimes. Okay. So there's and then you have the YouTube doing the heavy lifting. You got videos from the apostles and the elders doing breakdowns. Right, one camp is saying, but one camp is saying that the Charagma or this, the Mark and Revelations, is not the little device. Well, then pray for discernment and watch a breakdown and see, where the Lord, leads you. But we understand that it is that little device and it is that little, thing that they're going to put in your hand or in your forehead, that Neuralink or whatever. Neuralink is just the title that we have right now, because you got other companies that are going to invest in things of that sort, right? You may have you have Chase, you have Chase Bank, you have Wells Fargo, you have, Bank of America, okay? Then, and it might come in the gist today. You may have, Charagmas made by different companies, okay? Or, you have a Neuralink, or you have another company that has the same shit. Nonetheless, it's still, if you take any of them, regardless of what company you get it from, that's you still trusting in Esau, Edom, and telling the Most High that, yeah, I believe in Esau and his way of life. So, you're going to receive a nuke. You're not going to make it into a chariot. Okay? And it doesn't matter if you get the Quran in your left hand or in your right hand. Read Revelations, the 14th chapter. Okay? And it doesn't matter what part of your head you get that forehead, Quran with, right? You can get in the back of your head if you want to. Nonetheless, you're still marked. Okay? And during these grievous times and the times we're coming into, don't fall under the illusion of these tanks and cities, that Esau, Edom is getting ready to, to make it seem that they're helping you, man. Okay? Because that's what's going to happen. They're going to close out these cities, corner them. There's going to be 15-minute cities where, power is still working and the Charagma system is working, and you can go there, for, to please your flesh just for that little moment, that failed test. Right? You can take that Charagma just to eat for a little bit. Be able to, have clothes for a little bit, drink for a little bit. But you're getting served by Esau, Edom, not the Most High. Okay? And that's where you're going to be messed up at. So with that, I want to close out. Shalom.